Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave. Welcome back to the wee hours where I suffer from periodic bouts of insomnia and play games to pass the time. We are back in fighting fantasy with Steve Jackson's Starship Traveller. At the end of the last episode, we scraped our way through a meteor storm. No one is more surprised than me that we actually made it through that, because the actual Starship Traveller is not the world's greatest ship, or indeed the galaxy's greatest ship. But we made it. We got through the meteor cluster, and now we are approaching a star cluster that we don't know anything about yet, so let's see what's going to happen today. You approach the small cluster. A message from your catering officer. We have a catering officer? Wait a minute, we have a catering officer? I don't remember setting up a catering officer. What does he cook? Is there anything good? Well, okay. Message from your catering officer comes through the intercom. Captain, they report, I've just discovered a malfunction in one of our freezers. We have lost a good deal of food. What we have left will last the crew for no more than 48 hours. Well, then you're not a very good catering officer, are you? We've lost all the space pizza, people. You agree that you must now find supplies for the ship. Scanning the cluster ahead, you locate 2 planets of suitable temperatures and gravities to sustain life. One is green in color, the other is blue. Well, I'm going to guess that green planet probably means there might be some food on it. That just seems sort of logical. So let's go to the green planet. You take up orbit position around the green planet. Scanning the surface, you find an abundance of vegetation and animal life, but there are no signs of intelligent inhabitants. Well, that sounds perfect. Yes, let's beam down to that planet. Hopefully the animal life is not hostile. Assemble my crew. Okay, so we should probably... Well, I'd like to take the catering officer, frankly. I didn't even know he was an option. I didn't even know he was on the ship. But I guess we're not taking the catering officer. So we'll definitely take Science Officer Kitty. Yep, absolutely. Science Officer Kitty pretty much always comes along. And we should probably take a security person just in case the wildlife is hostile. Let's actually take Security Officer Dartboard, because in the last episode, the security guard Tissue got a little trigger happy and killed someone. So let's take someone a little more experienced and mature with Security Officer Dartboard. So Science Officer Kitty and Security Officer Dartboard are going to accompany me down to the green planet. Yes. Okay. And we beam down to the planet. Oh, that's a nice picture. I do love the artwork. You enter the transmatter unit, and minutes later you materialize in a dense jungle on the planet. As you get your bearings, you hear a sound. In the distance, coming closer, is something large crashing towards you. This is kind of what I was worried about. Towards you through the undergrowth. Order your party to hide or draw phasers. Let's see if we can avoid combat. That's basically the game plan of everything concerning the Starship Traveller. Just avoid, avoid, avoid. The 3 of you slip back into the undergrowth and wait for whatever it is to appear. The crashing gets louder and louder until a huge beast comes into view. It is a squin. Why do I know that? Do I have any information on that? I thought we were in a part of the galaxy that we didn't know anything about. Okay, it's a squin, apparently. Camouflaged by its green scales, which blend in with the plants in the jungle, the squin resembles a large pig, but with long, thin snout, like that of an anteater. It pauses as if it senses something in the air and comes slowly towards you. Suddenly you feel the foliage moving around you. To your horror, you realize you are hiding right beside another of the beasts. Its camouflage is so good that you are unable to distinguish it from the surrounding plants. As the squin moves forward, a cry comes from one of your landing party, and you whirl around to see a great leg, looking more like a tree stump descending. Oh dear, which crew member is crushed to death? You know what? Sorry, Security Officer Dartboard, but, you are a red shirt. We all know that about you, and I am not sacrificing Science Officer Kitty. That is just not an acceptable outcome. Very sorry, Security Officer Dartboard. Bye. Security Officer Dartboard has been killed in active duty. They will be missed. Well, not that much. Moment of silence. And there's the moment of silence. You watch in horror. In an instant, your crew member is instantly killed, but that could have been written better. In an instant, he's instantly killed. In an instant, your crew member is instantly killed by the squin's immense girth. Before you have time to react, another of the squin's mammoth legs comes crashing down to the ground. Oh, no, not Kitty. Say it ain't so. Not Science Officer Kitty. Okay, roll 1 die. We rolled a 6. I hope that's a good result. I have no idea. You are dead. Oh, that was not a good result. Your hopes of returning home to Earth end here. Okay, well, there we go. Once again, with no change in the pattern, fighting fantasy has killed me. Once again, Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston have murdered my 12-year-old self. So that happened. We may take another bash at Starship Traveller. We didn't get too far into it, so I may come back to this at some point. And if you want me to come back to it, let me know if this is your favorite fighting fantasy. And I did get a lot of requests for Starship Traveller. Please let me know, and we'll give it another whirl and hopefully avoid the squin the next time. But we are dead. All decisions are final. All dice rolls stand. We don't go back and hold our finger in the pages. So that is the end of Steve Jackson's Fighting Fantasy Starship Traveller. Until the next Fighting Fantasy, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.